Hi, welcome to Ralph's office. Not really sure why it's called Ralph's office because I'm the boss. So let me go introduce you to my team. Okay, we're gonna go meet my little minions now. Good afternoon, team. This is Karen. She's not really the best worker we have, but we keep her around anyway. Over here is Tiffany. I'm not really sure what her job is, but it's not that important. And then we have Tae. Tae takes his job a little too seriously.
Why don't you take your job more
What?
seriously? Nothing.
And that girl over there, I'm not really sure what her name is, but she's an intern.
So, Dayna, yeah. The boss. I don't know why she's so mean to me. I try my best around here, try to get whatever work she asks me to do. And sometimes, I just try to ask her for support, but all she does is, just be really condescending to me. I don't know why.
Man.
Dayna, I just have a question with something. Is that okay?
Sit down.
Thanks. About the report you told me to do by end of today, how do you want it? I don't know, what format you want it in.
Well, you know what, Tae? I'm not here to teach you how to do your job. And I got news for you. HR is coming today, so I want you to cut the attitude and be on your best behavior.
Hey guys, I just came out from a meeting with Dayna and she told us that someone from HR is coming.
What's HR? Aren't those people who send us birthday emails?
Karen, that's so stupid. I think it's something much more serious, like someone might be getting laid off. Sometimes Karen says the dumbest things. She should think more before she talks. Like, I don't even know how she got the job here.
Hey Tiff, did you do this report?
Yeah, I did.
That was a really great report, but why can't you do that work all the time?
I'm glad you like my work, but I always do great work. You should do more work like me.
Tiff always snaps at me whenever I compliment her. Sometimes I think she's really overly sensitive, but sometimes I wish we could work together because we could do really big things in this company. We better get this straightened out before HR comes. Okay.
All right, guys, listen up. The guy from HR is gonna be here soon. I want all of you to shut up, just listen to everything he has to say, and don't make me look bad.
Hi guys, how are you? It's Michael from HR. Nice to meet you. How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I just got called here today and we've been receiving some complaints about people feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the office, so we're going to have a talk about that. So if you guys don't mind, just join me in the conference room in a few minutes. Thanks. All right, I want to thank you guys for coming today. Appreciate your time. And with that, we're just going to get started.
All right, everyone. To address some of the issues that we've been having in the office, today we're going to be looking at some different types of rude people and how to deal with them. All right, and the first type of people we're going to be looking at today are what I like to call condescenders. We've all had bosses like this before. They're known to talk down to you. They think very highly of themselves and very poorly of you. They're known to ignore your suggestions and also use put-downs to downplay those suggestions. So what does someone who has to deal with a condescending boss think about them? Well, it's probably something along the lines of this. Well, my boss is very smart, but has absolutely no tact. We have to put up with them because they're the ones that get the results. They are extremely arrogant, and they're known to be condescending. Whenever I make the point, they have to add, well, what he's trying to say is... So let's take a look at the other end. What is your condescending boss thinking? I am a genius. My staff has to try really hard to keep up with me. My staff are the ones who create the problems and then offer me ideas that brought the problems about in the first place. I want them to bring me the problem, not their misguided solutions. So let's take a look at how to deal with condescending bosses. These bosses have been applauded for their entire lives for their accomplishments and have never been taught any humility. It's going to be difficult to change their overbearing rudeness. What you can change is your reaction to it. Start by dwelling on how good and talented you are. Bosses can only make you feel bad about your self-worth if you let them. Ignore rude comments and plan your next success. Secondly, gently remind the boss that you play a part in their success. Find ways to get them to appreciate your efforts, even if they don't meet their lofty expectations. Quantify your efforts using progress reports, because numbers will help to prove your worth. Third, pay close attention to the grapevine. Keep up with developments in the office to avoid becoming the fall guy or girl. Don't wait for a problem to become a crisis. Ask early for the boss's help. Now, one difficult type of colleague to deal with is a left-handed complimenter. Left-handed complimenters start by praising you and end with a qualifying putdown. This may catch you off guard the first time you hear the praise and might not realize the negative implication attached to it. Later, you may wonder if the slap was intended or just imagined. The next time, you know the left-handed compliment was meant to offend you. You struggle with how to react to this. Now, what does someone who deals with a left-handed complimenter think? You may find yourself trying to avoid the left-handed complimenter. You may think, I don't know why, but she seems to enjoy building me up and knocking me down. You may become paranoid and look for a hidden meaning in everything they say to you. Now, what does the left-handed complimenter think? My colleagues are so high and mighty these days. They always claim that they're too busy to go out to lunch with me. I feel that they're trying to get ahead of me, and I resent the way that they're trying to get the office to keep up with their pace. Here's a strategy for dealing with left-handed complimenters. Maintain your composure and seize control of the conversation. Keep her cool and question the intent of the remark. When asked to justify their inappropriate comments, left-handed complimenters will duck for cover. They will blame you for misinterpreting, but they are now less likely to pick on you knowing that you're not as vulnerable as they believed. Dig a little deeper for an underlying cause. The left-handed complimenter may be covering a hidden resentment towards you. A pleasant confrontation will help to clear the air. Third, divide the remark into two parts, praise and put down. Accept the compliment and ignore the implied insult. Next, a type of subordinates that you may have to deal with are snippy talkers. Snippy talkers are known to make cutting, impertinent remarks. Snippy talkers are miserable and unpleasant to be around. They seem to be aching for an argument. Every day, something seems to set them off. They are devoid of common courtesy and respect towards others. They will shoot darts at coworkers as well as the boss. They can get away with this because people want to avoid their line of fire. So what are you thinking about this snippy talker? Well, this snippy talker is a very good worker and has demonstrated their loyalty to me, but they are responsible for most of the petty bickering that goes on in the office. They are overprotective of their turf. They can be impatient and insulting and quick to answer with a snippy response. Now, what are the snippy talker's thoughts? I thought I could count on my boss for support, but I guess you can't trust anyone but yourself. How can I do my job if the boss is micromanaging my people? The boss knows the importance of respecting the chain of command, but undermines me anyway. I feel hurt for being treated like this. Let's take a look at how to deal with snippy people. When people are acting snippy, they are probably reacting to somebody or something that has made them feel hurt or interfered with their plan. Find the real problem. Your goal is to get them to express their anger so you can dig out to the real problem and get it resolved. First, re-examine your management style. Why doesn't your subordinate feel free to talk to you about what is bugging him? Have you done something to discourage such a discussion? What are they afraid of? 2. Put the subordinate at ease. Enable him to talk to you. When he starts talking, just nod or say, I see, to show you comprehend, but don't interrupt him. Third, ask questions. Probe deeper to get to the root of the problem or misunderstanding. If the focus shifts to something your subordinate hasn't considered and they need a little more time, suggest meeting again soon. Another type of difficult people you may have to work with are insulters. Insulters sling intentionally defiant remarks that make you feel like you've been slapped in the face. While you may wonder if you've been put down by left-handed complimenters, there's no doubt about it with insulters. These affronts are issued on purpose, and you don't know why. Sometimes insulters are responding to your lack of appreciation, and sometimes they're responding to the liberties that you take with language. What do you think when you're dealing with an insulter? Why is the insulter so bent out of shape? He snaps at everything I say to him. He seems to be overly sensitive and constantly has a chip on his shoulder. What are the insulter's thoughts? I'm mad about my colleague's ongoing commentary. I pretend not to be angry, but I'm actually furious. It's obvious that they haven't learned how to listen when I speak. All I want is a little respect. Here's some strategy for dealing with insulters. Your aim is to stop the open warfare. First find the cause, then you can correct it. Usually there's at least a grain of truth in the insults. 1. Ask and pay close attention to the answer. Conflict is good when you're getting an issue out in the open. It's destructive when it's accompanied by inappropriate behavior. Secondly, convince the insulters that they'll benefit if they're polite. Conversely, point out that they could damage their careers if they're not. And third, agree on boundaries that you can both accept. Adopt a do and don't policy. Talk it out. And that's all I have for you today. I hope everyone has enjoyed the presentation, and I hope you can take these tips to make for a more pleasant workplace. Thank you.
Nobody in this office knows this, but I was the one who called the HR people. People here are so rude and so hard to work with.
No matter where you work in the future, interactions with rude or difficult people are inevitable. Hopefully, this video has provided you with ways you can improve your relationships with those who are difficult to work with. Also, keep in mind that you may unintentionally offend someone. You can improve your work life by utilizing the tips that were mentioned. Remember, when everyone gets along, your time spent at work will be much more productive and less stressful. Thank you.